I can't hear you. How are you? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the show. So here with Amika, all the way from Brooklyn, and so Amika is for styling hair. So it's for the session stylist. So I want to show you some hairstyles today. So I'm going to do one. We have our model here. We have our second model here, and our third model. So I've kind of started our hairstyles, and we're going to finish them. And then while we're doing the hairstyles, I'll kind of talk to you about the products a bit more. So do you all like braids? Everybody. Do you like braids? Alrighty, okay. So have you heard of the figure 8 braid? No? No? All right, so we're going to do this braid today. So this is kind of a sleek, very sleek, simple ponytail. We're going to take this sleek ponytail to the next level. So this is great for when you're working with models, when you're working with friends, when you're going out for a party, you want to take it to the next level. So I've kind of brushed through the hair first. And I like to add a little bit of texture when I'm doing my braid. Alrighty, and so I'm going to use the Hot Mess Texture Gel. You don't need much. I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. It has a nice glittery effect to it. So I'm going to take that and kind of rub it through my fingertips just to give me a little bit to work with when I start this braid. This is one of my favorite braids. It's so fun. It's going to give it kind of a mohawk effect. So for this braid, I'm going to take a separation with my hand, taking a finger here, and I'm going to separate this into two. All right, we've got our section here, separate it into two. And from my section on the right-hand side, I'm going to take some hair from here, and I'm going to wrap that around. So I'm taking it from the second side, and I'm wrapping it underneath. I'm wrapping it over. I'm grabbing it over, and then I'm bringing it back over. So I'll start that again for you. And you see that's going to start to it's going to feel like a figure 8 movement. So I'll do it again a second time so you can really see it well. All right, I'm separating it into two here. And I'm taking a section. And then I'm grabbing it underneath. And then I'm grabbing it over. Taking it from underneath. And grabbing it back over. And that's where I'm going to add in my hair. All right, I'm going to continue that. So now I'm going to add in a little bit of hair here from this side. And I'm going to continue that same section. Over, under, pick up hair. And you're going to see that's going to start taking shape here soon. All right, and now we're doing here. I'm clearing the space for you. Over and under. And now you see it's starting to get that shape there through here. So seeing sounds repetitive, but I'm going to keep telling you over and under because that is the key. Over, and then I've got my hair through here. Over, I'm grabbing my finger under, and I'm grabbing some hair here. And then I'm going to continue that over and under, adding a little bit of hair here. And then we're doing, once again, over and under. And you see how it's starting to take shape there. You see that figure 8 that we're starting to get through here? And so what I like about this braid is you can really kind of work with the shape. I'm taking it a little bit tighter, but afterwards you can always loosen it up, play around with it a little bit. Over and under. And I'm still adding my hair through. So a little bit about the Amika products. So it's for styling hair. So it's a session stylist. And Amika really, you have different brands that like to focus on, let's say, color or like to focus on cutting. Amika really focuses on styling. I'm continuing that. Over, under, through here. And one of the main ingredients that Amika uses in their hair products is sea buckthorn berry. You probably have no idea what that berry is. But it comes from Siberia, if you know a little bit about Siberia. Siberia has extreme temperatures, meaning in wintertime it's negative 40 degrees Celsius, and then in summertime, plus 40 degrees. And there's this wonderful berry that's full of omega-3s, omega-6, 7, and 9s, vitamins. I mean, you know it's a tough berry if it can go through negative 40 degrees all the way up to plus 40 degrees. And so this is the key ingredient in all of the Amika products. So it protects the hair. It's like a boost for the hair. You see I'm continuing that. I'm going over and under, making sure I have the piece through here. Alrighty. You see? How are you guys liking this braid? Do you like it? It's quite cool, right? So you see, when I bring it over, I'm holding it tight enough that I can let go of one hand. And it's when I'm bringing in that extra piece that's when I'm going to take that time when I'm crossing over to kind of tighten the braid. You see, I'm kind of tightening it as I bring it over. So I'm flipping it over again, and I'm sliding through here. And now I'm going to add in some hair again. So over, and now I brought it over, and now I'm still going, bringing it under and grabbing in some more hair. So I'll move a little bit quicker here now so you can, since you've got it down, and see how we like it here. We've got our cameraman back in action. He's going to show you a bit closer view. So this is the figure 8 braid, one of my favorites. And this is going to take our sleek ponytail to the next level. So flipping it over, adding in my hair. Once again, flipping it over, adding in my hair. Adding in my hair here. I'm flipping it, going over, and then grabbing it under. Once again, over, and then I'm grabbing it under. Over, grabbed in my hair here, and under. And you can take your time. If you have your hand placement correct, you can take your time and let go of one hand. So that way, if you need to detangle a little bit, if you need to even grab your brush and detangle a little bit, you have that freedom. And once again, we're continuing that over and under. We're almost done here with this braid. What I like is that braids have really come back, but it's very much more fashion forward, model behind the scenes. All right, we got through here. So I'm doing that once again. I'm bringing that over, and then I'm bringing it under, picking up my last few bits of hair here. All right. And I'm bringing it over and then under, grabbing my hair, over and under, over. So I'm bringing that over, grabbing it, sliding my last few pieces of hair through. And you see how that starts to kind of slide a little bit? So when I bring it back over, that's when I'm going to take my time and just push it forward a little bit to make sure that braid's still in place. All righty. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is coming to life now. So I've added my piece in here. Still using the same hand movements, keeping it going. All righty. We're picking up our last few pieces there. Over, under. All righty. Over and under. And this is our last piece there. There we go. You see, I'm just going to make sure all the hair is separated. Over and under. And now we don't have any more hair to pick up. So this is where you really kind of see that figure 8 movement that we're doing. So now that I've finished picking my hair, I'm still going over. I'm picking up underneath. Oh, that little tangle there. Once again, over and under. Over and under. Over and under. And kind of, I'm going to keep that going until I don't have really much hair left, because I kind of want to pin this in to give us a mohawk kind of hairstyle to go along with this sleekness. So you see I'm moving a bit quickly here, but it's still the same movement. Over and under. Over and under. Keeping it. And when I don't have much left, now I'm going to use my pen and kind of pin this in. And then I'm going to pick it apart and give it a little bit more of a funky vibe to it. So I'm just wrapping the hair around my bobby pin. So I don't want us to see all of that. We want it to really have a mohawk kind of vibe. And now I'm just kind of pinning that through here. Bringing that through here. And now I'll have you bend your head forward just a little bit. So now we have our figure 8 braid. So now I can play around with this braid a little bit now. I did kind of a tighter version. So now I'm going to go through and kind of pick through and give it a more lived in kind of feel. So you can make it kind of thicker if you want. You can make it thinner. You can make it tighter. And see how I'm just playing around, pulling it from the sides? How do you guys like it? Do you like the braid? It's fun? All right, should we take it a step further and add a little bit of gold dust? Now, this is my favorite. Let me show you about this. All right, so before I add it in, I want to make sure these little flyaways are a little bit more sleek. So I'm going to use our serum here. Oops. So it's the heat defense. Oh, there we go. The cap wasn't on. I just take one drop, rub it through my hands, and I am going to just kind of slide that over just to take away those flyaways, give us a nice shine to it. And why I like to add this first is because we're going to use the gold dust. And the gold dust works in two different ways. You can just add it in and it'll give you a light kind of gold flicker to the hair. But if you put it on top of kind of a gel or even a hairspray or, for example, a serum, then it's going to take it to the next level. So it'll be really, really gold after that. So I'll show you a little bit how we're going to do this. All right, bend your head just a little bit forward for me. She's on it. All right. You see that? Isn't that cool? Now I'm going to work the other side. So I'm focusing more so on the part because I really want from the part here for it to sparkle a little bit. And so if you really, really want to take it to the next level, what I like to do is just take kind of my finger and rub it into my hot mess gel. And I like to just dab it in the part like this. And then I add the gold dust over it. And you see how it takes us to the next level? Then it really becomes gold. And that's if you want to bring the part to the next level. So you kind of see how that works? Isn't that awesome? I love that. It's one of my favorite products. And so now we've taken this kind of, and now I'm going to use the rest of my hot mess gel, texture gel here, and I'm going to just slide it through the ponytail just to make sure we keep that sleekness going on. And I'm ready. She's ready to go. How do you guys like it? Go ahead and stand up and stand up for me, please. Do you like it? It's nice, right? So that's what you see. You can have the gold dust simple. You can have it kind of gold dust a little bit more extreme on this side. We've got our figure 8 braid, a sleek ponytail, and she's ready to go. All right, I'll have our next model come forward. I'll take you forward. Thank you. All right, now this is all about texture. Big hair, texture, fun. As you see, I've started it just a little bit here already. So I'm going to do one piece for us together. All right, now this kind of resembles the whole figure 8 braid. I'll show you why. Because what we're going to do is we're going to use our flat iron. And so how I got this texture in. All right, first of all, you're going to take your hair piece. And you see how the texture only starts from a certain layer. If she turns her head just a little bit, you can kind of see that everything's kind of around this section. I like to keep the root still to have some smoothness to it. And from the back, I kind of started more at the root. So you can play around with the position depending on how you start your twist. Now for this side, I kind of wanted to start around this section. And we see the same direction is going for each and every part. So I'm going to take my bobby pin. I like to separate it just a little bit. So we separated it a bit. And then I'm going to bring the hair going forward. So we have it here. I'm bringing it around, using my middle finger to push it up. And it's still a very figure 8 sense. It's very similar kind of to the braid. I'm bringing it around. I'm bringing it over. I push it up with my thumb. Bring it around. Push it up with my thumb. Bring it around. And I'm still continuing that. And it gives us a cool kind of section through here. I love this. This is really great for even if you have someone with very fine hair, even if you're doing updos and you want to add a little bit more texture just at the root, you can always do a little bit of a figure 8 and then take your flat iron afterwards and heat it up, and that'll give you some nice texture. And it's really great when you have your curly hair clients and you want to define maybe some of those curls quickly. You can kind of wrap them around. And you see I'm wrapping it around, pushing my thumb forward, wrapping it around, pushing it forward, wrapping around. So I'm going over, bringing it under, bringing it over, bringing it under, and now I'm leaving that section out because I need to leave a little bit so for my thumb so that I can still have something to hold on to. Because while I'm holding on to that, I'm going to use our touchable hairspray. So before, when I started this whole, I used the Shield. It's a style extending spray, so this protects the hair from heat. This also helps the hair to hold the style. So this is really good for no matter what texture the hair the client has. It's a matte base as well, so it's not going to give you a shiny finish. So I use this all over the hair first to protect it. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the touchable hairspray. So what I like about the touchable hairspray is like the word touchable. You spray the hair, but you can still feel into it. It doesn't feel crispy. It doesn't leave like a white residue. So I'm going to spray just a light section here. And then I am going to take our flat iron. There we go. And I'm going to just slightly just bring it over. So obviously be careful with your fingers. I kind of bring that piece up. That's why I like to leave a little bit more, so that way you have space to put your finger. So you see? And I'm just heating that through, making sure the heat goes all the way through. So you can hold it for like about 2 to 3 seconds on each piece. And I'm going to let that cool just for a little bit. So what I like to do sometimes, if the hair is long and thick, she's got quite thick, long hair. So I'll just use a little pin clip here and just pin it on the end while that's holding. And while that's holding, I'm going to play around and just really get this big. So one of my favorite brushes that I like to use, I'm going to brush through this and just give it a bit more texture. So I want this to get as big as possible, but leaving that root still kind of smooth, because I want us to see the difference between the smoothness of the root and this whole section here. So I'm just adding a bit more, getting us big. There we go. And see how that hair keeps coming forward? I'm going to use my favorite hairspray to kind of get in there. So the Headstrong hairspray, which is different from the touchable hairspray, is going to give us a serious hold. So you see how that keeps coming forward like that? I'm going to bring that back and blast that hairspray in there. And you see how, look, it's not moving. Like, it's in there to stay. And I like that texture from the back to kind of come forward for us. Blasting the hairspray in there. Oh, yeah. I still want us to see a little bit of her face, so we're going to make sure that you know she still has eyes. And I'm making that nice and big. Just bringing that out. All right, and so now we can go over to our section here. And we're going to take out that rickrack here. It's cooled down now a little bit. And so I'm going to take it out. All right, and so you see here, I'm just holding the end and sliding out the hairpin. And see how it gives us some texture, instant texture? You guys like that? And now I'm going to kind of show you how I play around with it and give us even more texture. So I like to separate with my hands. Gently separating it here. Separate, separate. And once you separate it already, you kind of see that you've got instant texture. And then you can play even more around with it and kind of give it a bit more oomph. But our real oomph is going to come from our Headstrong hairspray. Let me just blast that in there for us. Oh, yeah. She's giving us texture, body, movement, big hair. We're bringing the 70s back. And I have to use my favorite gold dust on us. A little favorite gold dust here. Because on her hair, this just looks awesome. And you see I'm going a bit closer to the root. And I want to highlight the fact that the roots are smoother. And then we're bringing the texture starting about 2 to 3 inches from the roots. So I'm just blasting that gold dust through. And now we've got our big hair. What do you guys think? You like it? Fun? All righty. Go ahead and show the crowd. Beautiful. All righty. Just love it, love it, love it. And you see how with that Headstrong hairspray, like it's keeping that in place. But what I love most about the Headstrong is you can still take your brush and brush it through. And because you have the sea buckthorn berry and all the ingredients, it really helps to protect the hair. So that way, even though it's holding and styling the hair, you're still making sure you take care of the nutrition part of the client's hair. Alrighty, thank you. I have our last model come on over. Take a seat here. I'm holding it for you so don't slide off. All right, so we already started with something a bit fun. Okay. We started with something a bit fun here. So I really like this idea of braiding, as you see with Amika. We like braids, we like big hair, we like styles, we like trying something new, kind of being more fashion forward. And so I like the idea of instead of just having a regular part, why not your part be a braid? So I've braided this part already because we're going to take a simple hairstyle, which are kind of like glam waves, and want to take it to the next level. So we've got that parted hair, so I braided it all the way down, and I kind of pin set even this part. And I pinned it in because we're going to have the hair come over it, and we're only going to see the braided part section. So how I started with this hairstyle, I went back to our shield. It's my favorite. You need to protect the hair, and this helps to hold the curl as well. Really, really important. If you have clients who have fine hair, who have hair that's, this is the anti-humidity as well, so that really helps. So we started with that, and then I used our, once again, we had our heat defense serum here. I used that before. I wrapped the curling iron around. I wrapped it around the curling iron, and then I set the hair, and I kind of smoothed that through. And so now we're kind of going to go through and brush through this. Now, one of Amika's #1 selling products, I'll tell you about it. Does everyone like dry shampoo? Well, the dry shampoo is called the Perk Up Dry Shampoo. Is really one of Amika's #1 products. I like to use that product as a regular dry shampoo, but as well as a kind of a refreshener. And it's good because you can use it on brunettes. You can use it on blondes. It doesn't leave that white residue. It's a very light, airy smell. You just have to make sure you shake it up very well. So I'm kind of brushing through here. So I'm going to smooth it out, and I'm going to bring this kind of over to one section. So I'm brushing through. I'm holding to make sure, not pulling on our hair too much. I'm brushing through here. And we're going to bring this over to one section and give us kind of really big glam hair. Move that over just a little bit so I don't bump into that. So like I said, we're going to hide this braid through here. I pinned it in with just one little pin so we can keep that there. I'm taking this section through here, smoothing it through, making sure I'm kind of breaking up the curl a little bit, smoothing it through here as well. So I bring that curl through here. And you see we're really getting that wave kind of feel. But I want it to be only on one side. So we're bringing that over through here. So I'm going to smooth out this section. Smooth it, bring it over. And now we're going to kind of give it some height. So I want to make sure I hide that braid. So around the braid, I'm going to start with our height and kind of just bringing it through. And you see I'm just slightly bringing the brush over just to make sure it still has a smooth foundation, even though I'm giving it some volume through here. Again. And then just smoothing over a little bit. And we're kind of just giving us some height through here. Oh, and that's starting to get in place. Look at that. That's fun. I love that. And I actually like the fact that we see a little bit of braid in there. That's why I set it. Let's try something a little bit different. I actually set the braid and curled it. But I quite like that you can see some of that texture there, but still the smoothness that's coming through here. And this is taking our glam retro waves like to the next level. And you see we still have that braided part. So I'm going to use a little bit of our Hot Mess Texture Gel. And I'm going to smooth the sides a little bit. So you see I'm just lightly bringing it over. Lightly kind of just running it through. I like to keep a little bit around the ear maybe. Bringing that over. Tossing it underneath to make sure we're keeping that texture. And now we're going to use my favorite, the Headstrong hairspray. I'm going to blast it in there to give it some nice. So I like to spray kind of from underneath because I want this to keep kind of a retro, like a grown-out lob kind of look. So I like to spray the hairspray from underneath. That way we get that texture in there. And my favorite, I use my rat tail comb. I'm going to spray that in to keep that wave through here. Keep that wave through here. through here as well. Smooth a little bit of the root. Alrighty. And we've got our retro on the side, modern hairstyle with a little bit of a braided part. Do you guys like it? What's your favorite look so far? Which one do you like? Are you more of a braid texture, a little bit more of a modern retro? You like this one? Okay, all right, thank you. Well, thank you for your time. Please check out Amika. We have a booth behind the scenes here. And before you leave, I just want to thank you guys for your attention. So I have a little giveaway. And if the person who can scream "Love Amika" the loudest, because you're a quiet crowd, you know, I mean, we're American. We like loud. We like loudness in the hair and everything. So if you can scream "Love Amika" the loudest, you can get a little kit. All right, 1, 2, 3. I'm listening. Come on. Oh, no, no, oh, that was good. Okay, one more time. I need another time. Come on. I love it. All right, 1, 2, 3. Scream. All right, I got to give it to my girl here. I got to give it to you. Here you go, and feel free to check us out, okay? We're also on Instagram at Love Amika. Thank you so much, guys. See you tomorrow. All right, my ladies, after you.